What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to start a tradition, I think, every single week, rating the actual events that we have, mainly because, well, the anniversary event, the 7th anniversary, has been good for some, bad for others, mediocre. It's kind of just this, you wish it would be absolutely amazing for everybody, and we're going to rank the different sections and then give an overall score. And I'd love to hear your guys' feedback as well, because I'm going to try to pass this on to the DH Games development team, so hopefully we can get better events for everybody, not just spenders, not just free to play, everybody, especially those low spenders, because I feel like low spenders are usually the ones that are kind of just like out there and never have anything that's really amazing for even them. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button, make sure you watch this, leave the comment down below. Let's get going. So first off, we're not really going to be talking about much in the cool events section of this game because, well, it's kind of just the normal. There's nothing super special with it. The fact that you do get some additional 7th anniversary treasure coupons is kind of cool though. But the fact that, you know, part of the event currency is attached to this, that's nothing too out of the ordinary. There's no VIP system for this portion of the event. There, of course, is VIP portion for the 7th anniversary treasures and the Zongzu, so those kind of are what they are. But let's get into this and let's do this. Number one, the anniversary calendar, 10 out of 10. I mean, maybe 15 out of 10. You're never going to see an event as this good, just as far as free giveaway stuff. And this is absolutely amazing as well on like free to play accounts and new accounts and stuff like that, because scrolls take a long time to accumulate, even for free to play right now. This is literally like supercharging your account 6 months. Like, it's just literally giving 6-month progression of heroic scrolls. This one, just, I mean, hands down, I don't think anybody can argue this is more than a 10 out of 10. You even get a little avatar as well, just to give you guys a little bit of extra bonus when it comes to your Celestial Island gallery. So that part, really, really good. Next up is the Mirror Curse event. Now, this can be really good or really bad, depending on who you are. So, this event was interesting. The fact that you could only get a Core of Origin chest from the 2nd tier, and you could only get to the 2nd tier as a pure free-to-play account. You could not get to the Faith Mirror, which included the brand new artifact, Elusive Mirror, which was nerfed before it came out, so it's not as good as we thought it might be. It's still okay. It's an option for speed and energy. We'll have to see how it actually turns out once we can get a bunch of them and test them out. But you could get half of a Core of Origin, which was pretty easily attainable for most free-to-play. I mean, technically you could get almost there just with gems. You did have to do some scrolls, which was like, I think it was like 1,300 scrolls and like 40,000 gems. Not a bad combo. They're starting to give out Core of Origin shards a little bit easier nowadays. They're not as rare or hard to get, but the downside is most people still want sublimation that are not spenders, and usually the sublimation chest is here and then like the Core of Origin chest is here. They swapped it this time. Not that great. Now, of course, there's other bonuses you get, treasures that are giving you fixed attack, fixed HP. Those are pretty solid as well, on top of additional resources. It's decent. It's decent. I would say overall, if this had the option to also give sublimation, this would be a really solid one. I'd give it like a 7 or 8. Honestly though, I'm just going to give this part a 5 out of 10 just because it's not super amazing. If for some reason you did high roll and you kind of bought out this event, if you do have additional ones up here, you can save Natalie continuous more times. They can keep searching. It'll give you more of these resources. A little side bonus. You're not stuck with these just sitting here. 5 out of 10. So the Bloodlust Rage Fenlier. Man, I was really anticipating this event to be better than it was just from the previews, but once we got into game, you realize, well, on the best route, if you're going for the least amount of resources, but trying to get all 100 of these pupil illusions, it costs you 40,000 gems. That's pretty steep. If you're going for maximum rewards, trying to maximize all these different things that you can get in this event, then you're talking more along the lines of 70,000. If you somehow manage to do, you find the mirror on the 6th every time, it's even worse. Let's jump on over to our free-to-play account so you guys can see a little bit more detail about this, because we have not done it over here just yet. Over here, when you do attack, there's a bunch of different options. It's a little bit of a mirror game that now I'm going to mess up. You have to try to track and find where the fallen Fenlier is so that you know how to select this. If you're, I'm pretty sure he's the bottom, but essentially it's 1,000 gems to open each one of these. You'll get rewards, and it's kind of interesting because the more wrong guesses you get, it gives you a multiplier for the actual rewards. Now, if you're like us on the free-to-play account, we're going to try to guess him right every single time just so that we can get the resources for this portion of the event, I think. Maybe. So what we want to do is we want to try them first, and if you do, that's awesome. Now, you only deal 5 points of damage. Even if you guess all 7 of them, it's only 20. So as far as damage output goes, guessing him correct on the first try is the best option. You do get some bonus rewards as well, some sublimation essence. It just really depends on what that mirror had, because it can be completely random. Out of all these, they are all 5%. Sometimes you can high roll, other times you cannot, and you have to deal all 20 points of damage. If you do defeat him, you do get one of those pink treasures for PvP only, but again, it does have fixed stats. That's fixed attack, fixed HP. Is decent. Not as good as I was hoping. Honestly, I'm probably giving this one a 5 out of 10 as well, just because it takes so many gems. I wish it was like 20,000 gems on the bottom, and then I would have given it a much better score. You can't discount all the bonus rewards you're getting, but it's a lot of gems for not that much. Now we have the really good one right here. Probably, I'm just going to say it right now, this is a 10 out of 10. This is probably one of the best gem sinks you're ever going to do. We already did this on the free-to-play account. You use your Zongzu that you get here, you get bonus rewards. Sometimes they're a little bit lower tier, but I mean, they give a ton of food too, even light and dark shards. They give you Cloud Island resources here. Yeah, like I said, this one's not super amazing. But the really good one is if you do get lucky and hit the egg yolk Zongzu, because these have the super premium. Really, it's just like one chest that I really don't need on any account. It has, you know, master toolboxes, artifact potential, contract starry gems, pretty much everything you need. Free to play probably doesn't need spiritual essence. Spenders definitely need spiritual essence. On my main account, I'm basically out of spiritual essence, and I now have 10 to 20 million stellar shards floating around. It's really weird how that changes on the top end. Even has star spawn core 6s, cores of transcendence, all these really good things. And if you do hit them, there are bonuses to it as well, because if you do get to certain marks, you're going to get these treasure selection chests, which is honestly one of the best treasures you'll ever get, especially as a free-to-play on your account, because this treasure here gives crit damage and it has a whole ton of attack on it as well. This one is going to scale on your account very well, because the more crit damage you have from other sources, you might not need to use an imprint or something like that, or a stone or something. You can be more flexible with your build to build towards 100% armor break, 150% precision, more skill damage. It gives you flexibility, because 150% is the crit damage cap, minus a couple little things in the game that get past it, like Scarlet Queen Halora. But this is something that's going to help you a ton. And even if you're just in here and you're just getting the base version of it, let's go over and take a look at the very base version of this right here. 10% crit damage, 8,266 attack. That is just absolutely amazing. One of the best bonuses to damage you're ever going to see. And not only that, you can get additional things in this event. Bonuses, you get more of your bonuses, and every single day your account will get a lucky number. Anytime you open one of those egg yolk Zongzu, you get a special number, and then if you hit them, you get bonus rewards. Me, so far, I've had the worst luck possible on our free to play, but you might super high roll. So right here, this one is getting a 10 out of 10. Next up is the treasure event. Now, this one's really hard to rate, because if I had to say from a spender perspective, it's literally like a 10 out of 10. You can literally get some of the best ones in the game. Oh, looks like I never collected that on that today. But the way you obtain these is basically from the summon prizes. You only get 16 if you do all 4 loops. Anniversary relay, which gives you a good chunk, and then all the value packages. Then for every 300 VIP, which ends up being 6 USD. Not a great value. You get an additional ticket up to 700. I think I only did like 200 additional of these on my account or something like that, and it still ended up pretty good. Again, this is the tough one. As a free-to-play, you're really not going to get any of the bonus chests down here, 30, 60, 100, because free-to-play, you're only going to get 16. I'm giving this a 7. I'm giving it a 7 because as a spender, this is literally probably more than a 10 out of 10, because it's probably one of the best treasure events we've ever had, as far as all the treasures are absolutely amazing. But as a free to play, this is literally like this part is like a 1 or a 2. So you know what? Let's just give it a 5 because it can be really good. It can be really bad just depending on what type of player you are. Next up is the anniversary replacement. Now this one's pretty interesting because we haven't really talked about it that much, but you can purchase up to 500 of these, which is interesting, and you can do a bunch of different things. You can do hero swaps, you know, let's to say a newer hero like a Freya. You can do a lot of these types of things. I would highly suggest you don't do that though. Even skins, probably not that great. Glorious Flag might be okay. Really, the big one is if for some reason you can accumulate a lot of resources during this event. The big one that you can do is you can transfer a regular orange artifact into a basically premium one, even get the gilded purple fan. The downside is it costs 1,000, which means you have to come up with 500 elsewhere. Free to play is really not gonna be able to do that. But what you can do is, I don't think we have any just regular pay. Here we go. We got like a torch. A torch is something not many people are gonna have use for on their account. We have like one on our main account, and that's about it. Splendid. You can take this and convert it over to here, which is only 320 of these. That's pretty good because what's 320 come out to in gems? That is a lot of dots, Barry. There we go. 320 comes out to be 16,000. Not that bad. But again, I would only do this if you have some really negligible ones you don't need. Even Lucky Candy Bar has so much use nowadays with Star Expedition. I would not swap that one away. Wildfire Torch is one of the few that I probably would. Honestly, it's really the only one I would. So if you have that laying around, I would do it. Otherwise, I'd try to just get some other bonuses in this event. Honestly, I like this event. It's a good one. It's pretty much been the same for a while there. So we'll give it like 7 out of 10 just because of gem cost. Shining Memory. This is an interesting one because the two portions of this event have no correlation with each other, which is, I don't know why they put it here. So essentially, you have the first anniversary hero, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth heroes. If you have them lit up in your Pokedex, which is, you know, this guy right here, you've acquired them before, you'll essentially be able to get bonuses. You get some hero copies, some orange artifacts, some gear. Pretty solid. Can't really go wrong with free stuff. And then on top of that, you have the 7th anniversary skin vouchers, which you can purchase 100 of them. Again, this is kind of steep. It's 10,000, but 10,000 can get you one of the festival skins, Lord of Fear Aspen. This is literally his best PvE skin, so it's really hard to pass it up. You can go for some other ones if you really need to. Even Asmodeel's old one is even cheaper. You can get basically 2 of the old skins, or you can get the really good one. 10,000 gems for that. I mean, that's pretty much the equivalent of 100 ace skins nowadays, so I'm gonna call that pretty good. This one, I think it's getting a 9 out of 10. So the 7th anniversary cards are interesting because the first two are highly dependent on the level of your account. When you're looking at these rewards based on level 203, you might be like, hey, Barry, these don't seem like that great of an idea because you get 203, multiply that by 6 every single day. You're getting essentially 1,200 of each of these. So you're multiplying that by 4, you're getting 4,800 a day. You're getting it for 15 days. So you're getting about 73,000 total sublimation. However, you're dividing that by 4, so you're only getting like 18 in each category. It might not sound good, but I mean, if your higher level of your account is a lot better, because that means you're getting like, you know, 36,000 of each when you're talking about my main account at level 400. So it's highly dependent. However, 777 contract starry gems isn't bad, but I'd only do this if you have a probably over 2,500 to 3,000, because of course these are usually wanted to be used for going for sublimation chests where you can target a very specific branch that you might need, and you might be able to get it from a Soul Awakening Gala or Soul Awakening Session or something like that. So pretty good. Same thing up here, 5,000 gems. Gems are a little easier to come by than contract starry gems. So I like the top one. Middle one is decent. Overall value wise, it's pretty solid so long as you're over level 200 at a minimum, I would say. So that means you need to be playing for like at least a year and a half to make it decent. The longer you've been playing, the better it is. And then the bottom one, 15 bucks. 1,500 starry gems. That's actually, or contract starry gems, pretty decent deal. The relics are just kind of meh. They're decent. The toolboxes are very needed because I think everybody, even low spenders, big spenders, I'm tapped out. I need more master toolboxes on my main account. Absolutely need them. I would say overall though, they're not like the super hyper amazing value that we've had in the past. I think I'd probably give this again probably around like a 7. Last but not least is the anniversary relay, purely a spender topic here. Now, if you want to kind of compare this to a typical relay, it's about the same because you get up to about here, you get the skin. This is usually where the relay would stop. You wouldn't go any further, you'd get the final rewards, but this one's also giving a bonus resources for the actual event, which turned out to be very, very good. Then if you want to go beyond it, well, technically you're already getting an additional 50,000 for free, more cores, more Zongzu, all those fun things. You can go for another 170, and these have the anniversary tickets even in them, and they are very, very good. For an additional 70, this portion, what you're getting, essentially a 45,000 sublimation chest, like beyond the normal, is really good. And then this one is pretty solid too because it does have that right there. Overall value wise of a relay though, this is a really, really good one. So if as far as like a spender portion, again, this one's a 10 out of 10. The value for what you get in game standards, very, very high value. Free. So overall ratings for this event is going to vary bigly depending on what type of spender or non-spender you are. I think free to play, it's safe to say, is probably like about a 4 out of 10 if I kind of add up those ratings. It has some good parts, some really bad parts that are disappointing. I was really hoping free to play would have more like a 7 or 8 out of 10 type of event, but I think it's the best I can do is like a 4 out of 10 rating. And then of course, if you're spending on this event, pretty much 10 out of 10, maybe a 9 out of 10 because there's some minor things here, but there's just so much power to be gained during the 7th anniversary if you were a spender, not even like a whale spender, but just like a decent spender, getting like the relay, the packages, things like that, not going crazy doing like $4,000 like you potentially could, but even just at like the lower tier marks, it's not that bad. Mid spenders, low spenders, you get the new artifact, you get some decent stuff, probably like a 6 or 7. So 4 to 10 free to play, 9 out of 10 spender, maybe even 10 out of 10 spender, and about a 6 to 7 out of 10 for the mid spender. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Again, I love to hear your guys' comments and feedback down below so we can pass it on to the development team at DH Games. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.